Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is SportsZone. We are on from now till 10:30 p.m. You guys are my absolute favorites. I know how much you love this show, and I love you guys quite a lot. And I've got two guys that I love very much joining me tonight on the show. Victor Achutamaklo and Daniel Cranston. Hello, guys. What do you mean, oh?
I've been no emotional, so oh.
What does that mean? Oh.
That's the woman.
Add some N at the end, some two N's.
People should not let Sam George see this video. Should not let Sam George see this video. But man, listen, I don't know, man, but I didn't even know that this guy was still actively playing football until Colombia were playing in the Copa America. James Rodriguez. James Rodriguez and the Mexican goalkeeper.
Ochoa.
They show up.
When there's international competition.
Oh my goodness.
But for me, the real story of the weekend has to be Faith Kipyegon.
Yeah, of course. I mean, in the game against Panama, James Rodriguez was unplayable. It was like prime Messi, right?
That's his natural habitat.
Yeah, but
oh my God,
the world is not telling him to retire because he's old.
Yes, it was unbelievable. Anyway, so guys, welcome to the show. It's been a great weekend of action. Unfortunately, right now we have a lot of our local sports isn't happening because Ghana Premier League is on break. The MTN FA Cup is on break. Right now, teams are signing players here and there. Sudanese players, I'm not seeing top very well. But the people have signed Sudanese players. You have the video. Okay, so there's that. But we'll keep tabs on it as and when the time goes on. But let me hear from you. The number is on your screen. Okay, the number is on your screen. So do send me a message. If you can also reach me via X or Twitter, for those of you that belong to the old generation like me. Just use the hashtag SportsZone and I'll see your message and then I'll read them for you. I think the number is 0240-910-330, 0240-910-330. That's the WhatsApp number. Okay, send me a message right now. Okay, we're going to start.
Friends.
Yes, sir.
A friend wants to know why you are avoiding the names of the two players Kotoko have signed. He suspects it has to do with the pronunciations.
The two players who have signed.
Kotoko have signed from Sudan.
Sudanese players.
He says you're avoiding it because of the pronunciations.
Let me pick my phone and pronounce the names for you. Okay. Kotoko has signed two players. I'm not afraid of. You see, Kotoko even posted the play today. They introduced them to the squad.
Yeah.
Masa Santu Kotoko. Ukuma Pima. Apimbeba. Okay, let me find the names are long. The names are long. Okay.
Shame the devil.
Abdul Rahman and Esmat. Those are the short forms of their name.
Quick.
Esmat with the ball. Esmat is smart.
Abdul Rahman.
Esmat
Simple.
with a smart pass.
Smart
What you
tackle.
say?
Because he's a left back. So you use smart.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you pass a smart pass.
Yes.
Esmat. He's smart.
You don't have anything to do with the rest of the names.
Abdul Rahman. Not Baba Rahman.
Abdul Rahman.
Abdul Rahman.
Abdul Baba Rahman.
There's no Baba.
Baba Abdul Rahman.
They are changing the name.
There's no Baba in his name.
No Baba.
Oh.
The Baba is one.
Okay. You want their full names?
Yes.
Okay, cool. The left back is Esmat Balbaji. Balbaji. But put him on the screen. Esmat Balbaji. Balbaji.
It's okay.
Balbaji. Kotoko, this player that you are going to sign to bring him to Kumasi, what are you trying to do to the commentators? What are you trying to do? Then the other one is Abdurrahman.
Abdul Karim.
Hold
Abdul
on.
Rahman.
Abdul Karim. Abdurrahman. UF. And you Yusuf or didn't add the S because I see UF. Yagub. The name no finish.
Yagub.
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 G. Yeah, not Yakubo.
Yagub.
Yagub. Yatuagum. The Yagub. Yagub. Abdul Karim.
Charlie, it's okay.
Abdul Rahman.
It's okay.
I was doing my show. You brought it. Now you're telling me something.
Why you the carry past there?
Yeah.
Charlie, time to go. Let's go and.
Who sent you that message, by the way?
He says I shouldn't mention his name.
I see. I'm sure it's a house of folk fan. I'm sure it's a house of folk fan. Okay, guys. On that note, let's start showing you some highlights then, because we've got a lot of them to show you today. Quarterfinal matches at the Euros, okay? The host nation took on, we'll show you those Kotoko pictures very shortly, don't worry. But the host nation was knocked out by a very impressive Spain that a lot of people have been very impressed with, but the Spain team that, as you said, would be the biggest flop of the tournament. Somehow, they've managed to find their way into the semis. And this is how they knocked out Germany. In case you missed the action, let's take a look at this. That's how Spain did it, knocked out the host Germany. There's a lot to unpack from this game. There is action. First of all, well, congrats to Spain. But second of all, the Germans felt they should have had a penalty when the ball struck Azpilicueta's hand. Cucurella's hand. And now there's a petition that has nearly 500,000 signatures against the officiating. They want the match replayed. We've seen it
won't get anywhere.
But by and large, it was a well-deserved win for Spain. But Germany do have a case regarding the officiating, don't they?
To a certain extent. So before the tournament, UEFA gave a new set of instructions and protocol to the referees. As is common before these major competitions, they try to give a bit more clarity to what certain regulations are and what context they apply. So sometimes handballs, red cards, but mainly it is handballs because these days the semi-automated device is taking care of offsides. Yeah. The instruction this time was that for handball situations like we saw, where the arm of the player is sort of stretching back or leaning backwards and away from the ball, right? Mm-hmm. If the ball strikes the arm, it should not be a penalty. So the decision that Anthony Taylor, and that's why they didn't delay on that call. The decision that Anthony Taylor made was quite consistent with UEFA's instructions for this competition. My problem, however, is that it is the same set of players and basically the same set of coaches who work for the major European leagues, who play in the European competitions, who play in the FIFA competitions, qualifiers, what have you. This is becoming confusing. Make up your mind on what the handball rule is. It should not be that for the member associations, they can choose to interpret the rules differently. But for the global, for the governing bodies like UEFA, for FIFA, it cannot be that the rules for Euro 2016 are different from Euro 2020. And then they are, for Euro 2024, they are different. So I can understand why Julian Nagelsmann was very upset and the things he said in the post-match interview, because you need a certain consistency, because at a certain point, they become increasingly confusing. And it's not because people don't know the law. When you make these, and these regulations were given to the referees, I think about 2 months when they were doing their pre-tournament technical preps with the referees. 2 months. The average journalist would not know until it happens. Then we do some background check and we get that information.
I mean, and you make a very good point about even the timing when those new instructions came in. A few months ago, this was very clear in everybody's mind. And the clear definition was that if the player's arm makes his body unusually large and the ball strikes it, it's a penalty. Cucurella's hands were not...
Especially if it is on target.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Cucurella's hands, for sure, were not beside his body. Yeah. It definitely did make his body large. And now we're getting a new interpretation for why it wasn't a penalty. And it's a very important point, mostly because the game itself wasn't such a one-sided affair where you could say, it doesn't matter.
It's very open.
because it was, and there were moments where Germany were really on top, especially in that second half. They got the equalizer, and they felt like they should have had it. Daniel, I mean, you and I have gone on this conversation many times regarding the handball rule. What is your take on that incident?
For me, it's how they consistently revise these rules to make it worse. That's what I don't understand, because when you introduce a set of rules and then you apply it practically, obviously there will be some pros, there will be some cons. Then you go back and then fix the mistakes. It's how they come up with these new renditions of the rules, and it's even more difficult to explain. When they say the hand is predominantly pointing downwards, what
does that mean?
What does that mean? So if I'm standing like this, and I do like this, and it hits my hand is predominantly pointing downwards.
Yes.
But it's making my body bigger.
Yes.
So is it a foul or is it not a foul? First, you said when your hands are by your side and it's not making your body naturally bigger. That was simple.
Yes.
It was very easy to
It was easy for us to
interpret.
understand. And in that instant, there was a clear penalty.
Yes. This time around, they say his hand was not in the line of the body, but it was pointing predominantly down.
And it was behind.
And that
His
he
hand
was even
away
coming
from
back
his body.
yes.
He was bringing it back when
Yes.
the ball hit him. As at the time the ball hit him, his hand, if you pause the image, his hand was making his body unnaturally bigger,
course.
yet it was pointing
Without
down.
the hand, I was going straight on target.
You see, it was going in.
Yes.
It had enough power. The
Yes.
goalkeeper wasn't getting to the
Yes.
shot. And for me, I don't understand why you give this decision against the attacking team. That's where my issue is. I don't understand why it goes against the attacking team. Because we're on the attack. I'm going to score a goal, something that's going to make a huge difference. And then your hand gets in the way. It is on target. It's making your body bigger. But because it's pointing predominantly downwards, it is not a foul. These are not things that they can sustain. And we see them season in, season out. We'll be there and they'll come and change the rule. And then a German will be sitting somewhere asking himself, if they had just applied common sense from the beginning, Germany would have been leading by 2-1. Obviously, we don't know what would have happened then. But it would have been advantage Germany, at least at a point in extra time, which could have proven to be a huge advantage at the end of the day. So for me, look.
I mean, look at that frozen image.
Look at this. Look at this. The ball is going in. It's a
His
hot
hand was
shot.
nowhere near his body.
It's nowhere near his body. It's making, look, the hand is not even pointing downwards. It's pointing to the goalpost. So what do they mean by his hand is pointing predominantly downwards? Look at where the hand is pointing. Look, he's pointing to Unai Simon. He's saying, Boga, shift, because the ball is coming.
I'll save it for you.
I'll save it. That's what he's doing. The hand is not pointing predominantly downwards. So for me, this
even for us journalists, it's very confusing because, and actually put it right, even for us journalists, it gets very confusing because every now and then they make when they make the rule changes, if you are not even careful, you miss it and you go and make an argument.
The incident will happen. Then
Before
you try
you go and
to
discover
dig
that.
into before you find it.
Okay, but anyway, Spain, they are not complaining. They're into the last four. They will play a very difficult game against France. France themselves got into that semi-final by beating Portugal also on penalties after the game ended 0-0. And even after extra time. Let's take a look at the highlight and then the penalty shootout, and because even in that game, there is a lot to unpack. Of course, eventually, only João Felix missed, and then France won the penalty shootout. I've seen a conversation about France choosing unfamiliar takers for the shootout, and that's probably what confused Diogo Costa after his heroics in the game against Slovenia. France had to change their shooters in order to confuse him. So then you had Dembele, Fofana, Koundé, Bakola, and Hernandez, who usually would not be taking penalties. Some of the best penalty takers were even taking out. For example, Mbappe, even before that. But, and then there is the conversation around, which I find really, and the more I see these things, the more I tend to agree with Daniel that it's an agenda. The conversation around oh, everybody went to hug Joao Felix. Only Ronaldo didn't go to hug Joao Felix.
It is the most ridiculous piece of acting.
I'm like, what is this?
And somebody will highlight and say, see, are you serious?
They said, see, somebody wrote a whole article and he said, oh, the Portuguese, and he made it so dramatic.
No, let me show you.
Yes.
In the game against Slovenia,
yes,
when he missed, then he cried. Oh, he wants everything to be about him.
Yes.
So he can't show emotion.
Yes.
This game, he walks away. In fact, he walks towards his bench.
The bench.
Goes to the bench. He has an embrace with Martinez. Comes back and comes to hug Pepe. That one, why didn't he go? So now you want to tell Ronaldo who specifically he should go to first before. It is
don't discuss the
nonsense.
agenda, boys. Time will do.
This is not agenda, boys. I've been telling you people. This
He has been saying that there's a narrative.
Or one of the
But that's the
biggest,
points.
one of the biggest online portals in the world, and it is there paying like that.
DK, propaganda is part of mainstream media.
Yes, fair enough.
No, those
let's talk about specific details. France have not played well, but the coach, the Dembele, all the other players have granted interviews where they have said they don't care about what anybody says about how they play. The most important thing is they are getting results.
At this point,
Daniel has said this before in the past as well.
Yes.
And at this point, you really don't have any other argument to make against France because
At this point, I do.
you do.
Yes. Last week,
make your case.
Last week, I said it here that this is how they've always won. The difference between this competition and 2016, 2018, 2022, and even the Nations Cup, the Nations League, is that when France defend in that manner, they shut up shop. You don't get as many clear-cut chances as they are letting in this competition. When France play in that manner, it's not only how good defensively they are, but there is a clearly defined attacking pattern, well choreographed with each player performing at that tournament. And so you can tell where the goals are going to come from. When you look at, even in this game against Portugal, Portugal had an XG of 1.7, France had an XG of 1.2. If you do the estimates, Portugal should have scored twice.
What about the reality? The reality is they've conceded one goal at you.
I'm coming.
That's the least number of goals
But I'm
any
just saying
team has
that,
conceded.
But I'm just saying that in previous competitions,
yes,
the defense has been a bit more watertight.
But in previous competition, they would have conceded more goals by this point.
That's not an indictment. I'm just saying, more worryingly, is the fact that beyond the defense, they are not looking as impressive in front of goal. Look, their combined XG for this competition is 9. They've scored 3. 2 of them penalty kicks, 1 goal from open play, and that was an own goal. In the past, we all used to talk about how
2 own goals rather.
Yes. We all used to talk about how they were very direct and that they would create overloads on one side and create separation and 1v1s for Kylian Mbappe, and he'll go and kill teams. We aren't seeing that. In the past, you could tell that there was a certain Paul Pogba from deep who could open up defenses and create chances from the middle for the team to go on and score. Sometimes the crosses would come in. Olivier Giroud, he would either score or knock down someone is going to score. We aren't seeing that attacking threats from France in this competition. And that, for me, is the main point of worry. The fact that, yes, they have been able to sustain that defensive resilience, but at the other end of the pitch, they have not looked as brilliant. The good news for them is that it looks like...
How is that a problem, though?
You need goals to progress.
They have shown they don't. They're in the semis without the goals.
How many teams have won major competitions after 4 different penalty shootouts?
I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that AC Milan have won a league title by scoring 32 goals in 34 matches.
That's different. I'm just saying that the France team, as we've come to know, is a team that's been efficient at both ends of the pitch.
You did make an argument against them with the XG against. Their XG against is what?
1.7. The Portugal game.
Yes.
No, in front of goal.
No, against 1.7.
Yes.
In the Portugal game alone.
Yes.
And that is bad. But they have an overall SG of 9.0.
Yes.
Attacking wise.
And they are underperforming that. I'm saying that they are underperforming that. They've scored 3 out of 9 goals that they were expected to score.
They've also considered 1 out of how many they are expected to concede.
Look, in tournament situations,
coaches... So you're saying it will come back to bite them?
No, I'm saying that they need to do something about it.
In tournament situations...
Or else.
Or else it will come back to bite them. Okay. Because where we are now is... Germany weren't terrible. Germany weren't terrible. It was just a case of one momentary lapse in concentration. Rudiger just switched off once, and they were punished for it. They weren't terrible in front of goal. They were unfortunate. They had a shot that hit the uprights, a refereeing decision that went against a refereeing decision that went against them.
Is Spain the team to punish them is the question now.
No, you see, France are playing well. France are playing very well for a tournament.
You disagree with Achu?
This is not how they've played at previous tournaments. And Didier Deschamps is learning his lesson.
Yes.
In the last Euros, they scored the game against Germany, the first game of the competition.
Yeah.
They bossed Germany, created the best opportunity, scored once. The game against Portugal, they scored 2. They went to the round of 16 against Switzerland, scored 3, still conceded 3, and were forced into penalties.
Yes.
When you go to the previous World Cup, 2018, in fact, they scored 4 in the World Cup final in 90 minutes.
Yes.
They scored 3, they put 3 past Uruguay in the quarterfinals.
Yes.
They bossed, in fact, Belgium had possession, France had all the chances. I don't know how France scored only 1 goal in that game. Attacking-wise, they were brilliant, but they were leaking. You could enter a game knowing you score France, but France will outscore you. They conceded 2 goals in the World Cup final against a Croatia team that hardly even went forward in the game. This time around, he's tightening up the defense. The difference is they are creating chances, just that they are not scoring. But they are so good defensively that they don't need to score more than once to win a game, which is dangerous. That goal that Germany were not terrible, but they are out. That goal that Germany conceded in the 119th minute, how porous they looked at the back, you will not get France like that. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So, in as much as Portugal had a lot of the ball, you see the shot map, they were taking shots from, they had about 1 clear opportunity, which even in that one, I think there was a cutback in the second half. I've forgotten who hit that shot. I think it was Vitinha. The Bruno shot is a very difficult shot to execute, and Manya had it. Ronaldo's cutback sort of went behind him, but for Ronaldo, you should be scoring. But the difference is they are not giving you those chances. This was probably the game where we saw France concede chances and look open. And even that, it wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't, if you are comparing it to the average, this is not a game where you say Portugal created clear chances. So they are so good defensively that, again, they don't need more than 1 goal to win. And if you are going against a team like that, that's where you need to be afraid. Because Spain will know that they need to work extra hard to create chances against France. And France can score. Like, it's not, when you look at how they are playing, it's about individuals failing to finish. And I'll ask you a question again. Who are those individuals? Mbappe is getting chances. Are you going to tell me Mbappe is going to be missing chances? If you like, give him a 1-1-1 again and see if you miss it. It's those situations where it's down to luck and a player misfiring rather than his natural inability to score goals. So the answers to the problems are in the team.
Yeah.
Deschamps doesn't need to change anything. And another thing that I think Spain need to be wary of, when Germany went route 1, when they got desperate in the last 20 minutes of that game,
threw everything at them.
Spain couldn't defend against those long balls. Yeah. And we all know that is something that Spain struggle. When you look at the French team, there's Giroud on the bench, there's Thuram who loves balls coming at them. France have all the arsenal in that squad to fashion out the perfect game plan to face this Spain team. Defensively, they are solid. Spain didn't create as much as they have created in previous games, in that game against Portugal, game against Germany, although Germany were as open. It was both teams pressing each other. I actually
feel sad for Germany because, especially like in that second half.
I don't know how some of those chances went.
Brilliant.
Now, if you are giving Fulkrug is missing from 6 yards.
Fulkrug with that header, that should have been a goal.
Havertz is mistiming headers. Give those opportunities
trying
to
to
France.
Score Panenka from.
But that's like went out.
You wanted to dig the goalkeeper from like 40 yards.
That thing was going in.
Another player would have scored that.
Look,
fair enough.
The
we
hope
have
for
two
France
more
has
games
to
go
be that
through.
every chance has to fall to Mbappe.
Yeah. Well, that is a fair point.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about England versus Switzerland then, because that game had it all. Another penalty shootout, but the goals that took it to the shootout were special. Let's take a look. Okay. So England winning a penalty shootout, that's rare. But the most significant thing about this is that all the penalty takers were black players. And this is significant because the last Euros, the final, the black players that missed, specifically Jadon Sancho and Saka, they were racially abused after that final. So it was significant that it took black players, and that includes Cole Palmer, whose father is black. Many of you don't know. He looks like a white boy, but he really isn't. And these matters are sensitive, but they're important. And that's why people like Rio Ferdinand have made it a point to remind all of England's fans that know the ones that have given you joy at this moment, so that when the bad moments come, you will know how to still support them. Because these black players who were racially abused because they missed penalties are the same ones who have now scored to give you joy and take England to the semi-finals. And these matters, when people have platforms, you need to speak up. And people say, oh, why is he stirring up racial? It's important to remind the people of their bad deeds. When the good times come, they have to also remember that bad times can also come. And for me, that's the most significant thing about this game. But even more important for them is that it's a massive psychological barrier that these players have managed to overcome, because England have this history with penalty shootout, more so from the last Euro. So, I mean, Saka, what a game.
Look, England have been poor this tournament, but they were brilliant in that game against Switzerland. I think the team shape, the selection, how they play, their body language, the intensity, they were really good. In fact, it was the first time in the competition we've seen Switzerland look this rattled. Looked like they were lost for ideas in terms of how to fashion out attacking patterns. England were really good in the game. And for me, when Switzerland took the lead, I was just thinking in my head, running the commentary, you play your best game and you are going out. And they didn't deserve to. And that Saka goal was justice. England deserved to get back into the game. I think they should have won over the 120 minutes period. But they were not able to. And then the substitutions in extra time, you could tell that there were substitutions that were not just preparing for penalty shootouts, were good enough to win the game in extra time, but also if they had to go into penalties, they will be ready. And when you look at the first four penalty takers, so you look at Palmer, Saka, Ivan Toney, and then Bellingham. Bellingham was took a couple of penalties when he was at Dortmund. I don't know if he's taking penalties at Real Madrid this season now. I can't recall. But we know that he's that sort of character.
He's capable.
Very, very capable, and he has the character to step up.
He's not short of confidence.
Exactly. That's the thing I'm talking about, the character. So you put up your best, you might say Palmer is a young player, first tournament for England, but he's taken 12 penalties this season for Chelsea, and he's not missed one. He's the best possible taker that you put in front, and he took it brilliantly. I was very happy that Saka scored his kick, because his penalty record is not the best, but he scored. I was really happy, and I think England deserved to go through based on this performance, but they need to maintain this standard if they are to get past the Dutch.
But for me, I think the fact that they are winning penalty kicks is not an accident. It's not coincidence. And Gareth Southgate, they've won 3 out of 4 spot kicks. If you look at
3 out of 4 shootouts.
Out of 4 shootouts.
From the 2018 World Cup.
Yes. If you look at their approach to penalty kicks, it's changing. I was listening to Stuart Sanderman, who is a breathing expert. These days we have an expert for everything. And he was trying to make sense of England's body language and the little details in the things they do before these spot kicks. And so, for example, they are taking more time than ever. They are not rushing it. When the referee's whistle goes, the player who's supposed to take the spot kick will take his time and then go on and take it. Unlike the last shootouts against Italy, they now have a designated player who, after the player takes the penalty kick, whatever the outcome, he will walk up to the player and encourage him, bring him to the rest of the team. Apart from that, there was also something that I saw that I thought was insignificant, but now it's beginning to make sense, because before almost every opposing taker, Jordan Pickford, especially the first one, walks up to the referee to ask a pointless question just to delay it before the player. All of that weight puts pressure on the player who's coming to take this spot kick. And so they are essentially becoming a bit smarter about this. And for Pickford,
he was prepared.
He was prepared, and that's why he has saved 4 out of 14 spot kicks he has faced for England, which is twice the number of every other or the highest spot kick savers for England in their history.
Wow.
As far as their goalkeepers in major tournaments are concerned, the highest has saved twice. Pickford, in just 14, has managed to save 4 out of those. And so I'm happy that they are paying more attention to some of these things, because in the past, the narrative has always been the fact that they were scared about these spot kicks, and they have taken deliberate steps to ensure that they do well. But I agree with Daniel, they need to step things up, because while this was their best performance, it was their best performance tactically, because even when they were down, you knew right from the beginning of the game, you could tell this is the most comfortable England have looked. But I was waiting to see if they could take things a notch higher and perhaps impose themselves on the game rather than...
And you can see, actually, what are we looking at here? This is what we're talking about. So you have the names of all the Swiss players to the left.
Yes.
And then where he's supposed to dive is written on the right.
So it's not only the direction in which the player takes it and where he's supposed to dive. They actually describe what the player does. So there are those who stutter before it. They will stop in their run-up to the spot kick. And then there are those who do a shimmy and perhaps drop the shoulder. There are those who deceive you with the eye.
Just all to demonstrate that, the first kicker there is who?
Fabian Schär.
Fabian Schär. Right.
Yes.
And to the right of Pickford's bottle, he writes that Fabian Schär likes to fake right, and then...
No. That is
the action of Pickford.
Yes. So you should fake right, but dive left.
Because that's where Schär actually sends his spot kicks. And you could tell that this was prepared. They paid attention to every relevant detail, not just the direction in which the ball was kicked, but what he has to do before he dives.
I think that another important thing that we should note, the Swiss strategy for the penalties, that thing we've stopped since...
Long time ago,
we stopped. 2010, when you keep your best kicker for the last, we stopped.
They should go first.
What was Xhaka doing waiting for the last?
They should go first. That's why Palmer gets first for England.
Thank you.
It wasn't by mistake, it was by design.
Now you didn't take her. You forced Akanji to go and take John Messi.
And they didn't look confident.
No, of course. Look at how he was. Even look at his reaction after he missed. Akanji was afraid. He's been playing for 120 minutes. He doesn't take penalties. You force you're going to stand there like John Mensah. He's still exactly where John Mensah put the ball to. And he has missed the thing. If he misses, why do you think he's going to
leave GM at
all? No, but it's true. Akanji doesn't deserve this. It's Xhaka's fault. He should take responsibility.
England, for their reward, will now face the Dutch, who got over Turkey. I think everybody knew that Turkey's journey had come to an end. But let's take a look at the highlights of that match. So the orange of the Netherlands are through to the semis. Let's say it's going to be a completely different challenge that the Dutch would pose to the English. Is it more so the English posing to the Dutch? I'm not sure the right way to put that phrase. But what a game. And what a tournament, specifically, Cody Gakpo is having.
He's now outperformed every Dutch player in history as far as goals in a single major tournament for the Dutch concerned. And they've made their first semi-final appearance in 20 years at the Euros. So when you think of the fact that they've had significantly stronger teams on paper than this one, it makes it even more remarkable. And just as we say about France, don't focus too much on the performance if they are getting the results. I mean, it's a tournament of results. I mean, and for me, the fact that he didn't have Frankie de Jong for this tournament, the fact that he didn't have Wijnaldum here, and he's essentially squeezing water out of stones through Cody Gakpo and Vegas. Not a sexy name, but he works. Yeah. He produces. Every time he comes on for them, he is able to influence games. And in the end, coaching is always about getting your best assets to be able to influence the games. And credit to him.
What Koeman has done, if he didn't do it, he should have been fired. The path they've had, he has no business not reaching this.
To be fair, the Dutch have not faced...
Aside France in the group stages, once you qualified, you went to face who? Who did they face? Was it Austria or something like that? They faced...
You mean they're the ones that kicked out?
Look. No, it was Turkey that beat Austria. Look. Then they've got... The fact of the matter is that on paper...
Before. Remember Euro 2008?
But my point is, with the squad you have, you have no business. It's not like somebody failed to do it, so it's also okay for you. The squad they had no business not reaching this stage, especially with the path that they got. As for that one, I will not give you... It's not squeezing any water out of why Gakpo isn't good. Gakpo is a good player. Yeah. He's a very good player.
They beat Romania 3-0. So the Dutch, in the group stages, they faced Poland. They beat them 2-1. Then they drew with France 0-0. Then Austria beat them 3-2. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. In their last group game. and then they beat Romania 3-0 in the round of 16. Then
Romania, Turkey.
So relatively easier knockout rounds matches. But anyway, they are in the semis. They take on England on Wednesday night. We have live commentary of that game on 99.7 Show FM. Karim has been keeping his own tabs on the quarterfinal fixtures up until this point. I'm not sure what he wants to highlight today. Karim, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Very good. I choose smile. It's making me smile. So
why? Have the two of you been up to something?
Up to nothing, no.
Right?
By the time he's done, you'll understand why I'm smiling.
I see. All right. Karim, take it away then.
You see, you know there is a war ongoing in Russia.
What?
War. Russia, they are busy fighting a war.
Yes. Is it their war with Ukraine?
When you are at war, what do you spend your time doing?
You spend your time fighting the war.
And trying to organize weapons. Or?
Yes.
But you know SportsZone is top-notch and it's worldwide.
Yes.
Okay. Still, they found time to watch SportsZone.
Yes.
And they have seen something good. Do you know that thing that is good?
Talk to me.
Okay. Then do they do? Hey, you know we have
This happened.
fantastic. I'm coming to talk about player transfers.
Oh! Wait. Trimuk Sichov has moved from SportsZone FC to
Yes.
CSKA Moscow.
Yes. Do you know what he's going
Where's
to
the unveiling video?
Next week,
The footballer that is drinking ice cream or coffee on his first day.
Charlie.
What's
The problem.
his job title in CSG?
CSQ, you know,
The guy is enjoying Russia.
we've been doing some touch screen analysis, video analysis.
Yeah.
And Sicho is brilliant at that. So it's not Sicho, as Trimuk Sichov.
That's right.
They've taken,
He's poor there.
they've taken you to,
I love this.
it's going to do.
Wait, that is all you came to do this evening?
No,
I told you.
That's the opening.
I told you that before the show, the segment will be over.
Trimuk Sichov. No, the name is B-Raw.
The player is an ice cream.
it's
with
not a
coffee.
player.
What is in his hand?
Don't mind what is in his hand. Focus on the job title.
He's a video analyst.
Yes, they've hired him on a 1-year contract as a video analyst. They want to win the Champions League, so they have to
I
do
see.
top
That's
notch
why he's in
analysis.
Russia.
Yes.
Okay. So when we see him,
Right on time for pre-season.
When you see him where?
when we see him here, we should do what?
Don't players come on break?
See, the break will be longer than the time he spent.
He's prepared for every scenario.
All right,
Harry, what else do you have for us?
let's move it on. We are still doing some player transfers. Ghanaian players are on the move.
All right, cool.
Edmond Ado, he signed for Red Star Belgrade 2 seasons ago, but hasn't found time to play for them yet. And he's played on loan for the last half of last season at Radniki. Again, at the start of this season, he's moved on to another Serbian club. They are just promoted to the Serbian league. That is OFK Beograd. He's joined them on a season-long loan from Red Star Belgrade after making 15 appearances for Radniki. Then let's move it on. And to Matthew Enimkujo, he played for Dundee United. That was in the championship, but now they've gained promotion to the Scottish Premiership. Last season, he made 22 appearances for them, but didn't really play much. His contract expired, but they offered him a new contract, and he didn't see the terms so appealing to him, and he's decided
So he
to
turned
move
it
on.
down.
Yes,
He's now a free agent.
Okay. Now, this guy, the last time I can remember I played some video at GDA, Daniel Cranton was talking about this guy. I played a
Mohamed
video
Husseini.
and something untoward popped up, like he made some chance. He was saying that he's not so good. And now, a right to dream graduate, he was with Stamgrass, but towards the end of last season, he signed for Randers in the Denmark League and scored 9 goals in 16 appearances. And that has earned him to a move to the Belgium Pro League with Royal Union Saint-Gilloise. So he signed...
Union Saint-Gilloise.
Boga, I'm
Not Gilloise.
Yes, Daniel is right. I was about to correct you too. Union Saint-Gilloise.
Not Gilloise.
Karim, did you have a French teacher in primary school?
I didn't study French, I beg.
Did you even have an English teacher?
English, how did I come here?
Super answer. You are not serious. What kind of question is that?
By the time the show ends,
How did I come here? I love the answer.
I understand why I was smiling.
Maybe you self-studied the English. I didn't have an English teacher in JSS.
I had throughout, so that's why I'm here.
Now you see why I was smiling.
Shout out to your English.
Yes,
Are you done?
I'm not done.
Okay, go on.
Husseini has signed a 3-year contract with an option to make it 4 at the end of this year. The contract, if he is willing to, and the club is also satisfied with him. Let's move it on. Now this youngster, former
this is a
Wapa
good transfer.
player, Lawrence Ajekum, he played for Lefrin, that is the should I say
Feeder
the
club.
feeder club of RB Leipzig last season, and now he's joined Cercle Brugge, that is in the Belgium league, on a season-long loan with an option to join on a permanent deal. Next summer, his contract with Salzburg will be ending. Now, Semenyo, today he signed a contract extension with Bournemouth after that fine season last year and scoring 8 goals. That is the joint highest he has done in his professional career, and they've rewarded him with a contract extension that will run until 2029. So let's move it on to now this guy from Ghana Premier League. I don't know if the contract has expired or not. Aaron Essel, he joined St. Johnstone, that is in the Scottish Premiership, from Bechim United, signed a 3-year contract with them after passing a trial. Last season, he played 13 games for Bechim United. And then NS Nuama, we know, sort of a triangular transfer last season, moving from North Zealand to Molenbeek and then joining Lyon on loan. This season, after 33 games and 3 goals, they've signed him on a permanent deal and 4 years deal. So he's gotten a reward. Now maybe he has to work hard, and let's see the real Nuama in the French Liga.
All right, Karim, thank you very much. I think what the Nyoma transfer, what many people don't understand and what's working here is that Lyon couldn't sign him directly from North Zealand because Lyon, they didn't have money. So Molenbeek, which has the same owners as Lyon, then signed him.
That is the Eagle Group.
Thank you. Then they signed him and then loaned him to Lyon. A smart move. And he played there. Now Lyon have enough money.
Wasn't money, was
28
financial.
million
They had to balance.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a smart move. They are just circumventing the regulations.
I know na main cano.
Tell Boli to.
So, anyway, so that's that.
But friends, Semenyo has been popping up on my TikTok
a lot.
feed with this one.
His girlfriend.
Charlie,
The girl is nice.
Antoine.
Yes.
Antoine is a solid boy. So next season, 10 goals, 10 assists.
Yes.
With that kind of company by you, there's no reason why you should not be successful.
Drinking correct light soup
Correct, man.
with guinea fowl
I'm
inside.
telling you.
The fowl is nice.
I'll tell you, my brother.
That's right.
Quality.
Thank you. Okay. Listen, guys, I've got your messages here. We will take a very short break. When we come back, we're taking you to Copa America to show you how the Messi and how Brazil got kicked out. Like, there's a whole lot happening at Copa America. Listen to this. Brazil versus Uruguay was basically like a mixed martial arts fight. It was like, most of the match was like kickboxing. It was crazy. So we've got that to show you still here on the show, plus the F1 and everything else around it. The show is proudly brought to you by Syntex Tank, strong and tough. Johnny Walker, keep walking. Kivo Gary 4-in-1 mix. Ama Gary Sokins. Easy. And today I want to remind you of this, okay? Of this one. All right. There's another big winner. Benaya, who is the winner of Winner Big today? Okay, so we'll talk about who has won for Winner Big this week when we come back from this very short break. We'll be right. Welcome back to the show. This is SportsZone. We're on till 10:30 p.m. So we have just about 25 more minutes to run on the show. Show you an awful lot. Atrimuk Sichov is watching the show all the way from Russia. He said he's going to kill Karim when he comes back. He can't do Foko. He can't do Foko. Anyway, let me remind all of you that this week we are very excited to announce Elom K and Abdul Mubarak as last week's lucky winner big winners. Hey, the Elom K is not it's not Benaya.
Charlie.
You see. So Elom K and Abdul Mubarak, they won a cool 1,000 Ghana cedis each. Congratulations to them. You can now go and treat yourself with that good money. Keep your eye on Winner Big for more chances to win this week. Participating is easy. As I tell you all the time, just dial star 920 star 66 hash, star 920 star 66 hash, and follow the prompts to purchase your desired tickets, or download the Winner Big app on both iOS and Android Play Store to play and win. You can also visit our website, winnerbig.com, to purchase your tickets. Some luck awaits you this week. Remember, a daily ticket of 5 cedis entitles you to win as much as 500 Ghana cedis in the daily draw. And then with the same ticket, you'll be entered into the weekly draw to win 1,000 Ghana cedis. So that one ticket, you get 2 chances to win. So purchase more tickets to boost your chances in both the daily and the weekly draw. The more tickets, the better your chances of cashing up big time. Winner Big, cash the flow, sir. Winner Big, 1 ticket, 2 chances. And a big thank you to Syntex Tank. You want any water storage tank, Syntex Tank has it. They've been with us for a very long time. We're very grateful. You want to buy a Syntex tank, you want to buy a water tank, make sure it's a Syntex tank. It's very strong, very reliable, comes in all kinds of colors, all kinds of variety, all kinds of layers that you want. And they give you a warranty of up to 7 years. It's unbelievable. Johnny Walker, also reminding you to keep walking when you gather, and that for that family affair, or for when the big boys or the big girls gather for that party, just make sure that there is always a Johnny Walker in the mix. Kivo Gary 4-in-1 mix. I'm a Gary soaking inside, okay? 4 things in there. Everything is mixed. There's Gary, there's sugar, there is milk, and then there's granules inside. You just take it, put it inside water, brother. Then you pour there. You can find it in any supermarket near you. All right, good. Guys, let's talk Copa America now. But before that, let me read a few of your messages as I promised that I would. Because this show, you're a big part of the show. I can't do that. I can't leave without reading your messages. This one is from Freddie in Cape Coast. He says, you see what Jacques Felix do to CR7? He goes, suffer rough. Freddie sent his message yesterday. Freddie sent his message yesterday.
Oh, Freddie,
you know what happened? And he came, so I have to read it first. He sent the message yesterday, waiting for today. So, Freddie, you get the first shouts. Thank you, Freddie. This one is from Apacha, who says, when is the Moscow man coming home? My name is Jude from Nalerugu. Jude, as you heard, he has signed a contract with Cheska Moscow. He's not coming back.
His name has changed.
I can't wait to see England lift the Euros trophy. This is from Chef in Aguna Swedro. These messages are on WhatsApp. I'll go to Twitter as well. This one is from Nana Kwame in Apam, who says, Fen, that James and Ochoa, that James and Ochoa guy always activate their beast mode when they are on international duties. But Argentina is winning the Copa again, thanks to the crew. Thank you very much. Fen, good evening. Saturday morning, I laughed at the case because of CR7 exit, and I'm still laughing. Tofik from Adenta, and he says, continue the good job. This one says, the first match of Ghana's under 20, please. What was the scoreline? The friendly matches they played, do you know? Nobody wants to say. The 2 matches, they lost by a combined scoreline of, well, was it 8-0 or 9, something like that. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. Anyway, they're just friendlies, so don't worry. This one says, guys, good evening to you all. Truth to be told, football is made in Spain. I can't just stop watching these guys play. Look at Nico, Yamal, and Olmo. So fantastic. I believe Spain will win the Euros. Sending you love from Bande. This is Joseph Bambori, or Bambori. Joseph, thank you for your message. And big shouts to everyone in Bande. Razak Kwe, inside Adenta Commandos. Top Laundry Services. I'm enjoying your program. Keep it up, guys. This message says, In fact, I like the way Man United transfers are going. They should be stingy enough to lose players to other teams than to buy expensive flops. Where I watch these games, we do not mock with poor performances the prices of the players. He says where he watches his matches. They don't mock him with the poor performance.
Is the price of the...
They mock him with the prices that Man you buy their players. Interesting. I remember last season, as soon as Anthony gets the ball, you wouldn't hear his name, but you just hear 100 million euros.
Oh, Charlie.
So every time Anthony gets the ball, 100 million euros.
See, these pubs and the viewing, even the viewing centers especially, is the best place to watch football.
Oh, Charlie, that's F1 Menji Senior High School centers that message. Interesting message. Thank you. Please, my name is Wodat, and I'm from the northern part. Please, it's today that I just joined your show for the first time. I'm happy that I chose the right station. I'm a Man City fan, and I wish I could hear some transfer gossip about Man City's camp and confirmed deals. You don't have any confirmed deals yet.
Man City, which players do you want again?
You don't have enough players. Man City, you don't have enough players.
Savio is coming home.
Savio.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. This message says, boss, you're looking so cute this evening.
Hey! Read it again. From who?
Oh, okay, I like it. I'll continue the message. Good evening, boss. You're looking so cute this evening. The way my husband is happy because Ronaldo is out from the competition. I don't know why my husband loves you so much. He's now getting better, and he says I should extend his greetings to you. Mrs. Owusu, fortunate, watching you live inside. I have forgot. So, Mrs. Fortunate, you are very fortunate. Your husband is getting better. We are very happy. You remember that episode when you said the husband was on a hospital bed? We are very, very happy
but wait.
To hear that he's
the husband
doing well.
hates Ronaldo.
So our regards to him. May he continue to heal. May he get better and better and better and better. Is that what?
The husband hates Ronaldo.
Yes.
So the
happy that
hatred
Ronaldo got kicked out.
And he's
so
getting
Ronaldo's
better.
exit is healing him.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo's exit is doing wonders.
He's doing one. Charlie Ronaldo.
He's a good.
Ronaldo, 0.
Good evening. Loving your show. So I heard Kotoko has bought some players. Please, on God. Please play On God as background track when showing us their pictures. From Sir Ben, inside Bogos. Did you have my transfer pictures for me? This one says, Good evening. I'm Isaac from East Legon. In the Copa tournament, I think Argentina are the favorite, but my fear is Colombia or Uruguay. As for Ballon d'Or, I don't think Messi will win. I remember how Ronaldo fans made mockery of Messi not winning any trophy for his country. But now look at how karma has hit them back. Messi has won everything for his country and is now enjoying for fun, while Ronaldo and his fans are still explaining. Thanks for the day. Thanks to the day I chose Messi as my favorite. Isaac, thank you. This message says, Fent and his team, good evening. For me, I like how France is playing. They have a perfect defense and midfield for the tournament. The only problem is that they are poor up front. I can see France and England in the final and England lifting the trophy. Prosper in Adenta. This one says, the final is going to be Spain and England. That's from Only Oracle in Wa. Spain and England. Okay, we'll mark that down. Derek from Kumasi says, I love this answer. How did I come here? Derek.
What a comeback.
Good evening, boys. I enjoyed the show so much. You guys should keep the good work. Kudos to Achu. Karim, your presentation is excellent. This is Jamaica Boy from Anchor 4. Interesting.
Jamaica Boy.
Jamaica Boy from Anchor 4. This message says, my name is Abdallah, a.k.a. Cyblocks, watching you live from Takrady. And then he just asked the word, heat.
Heat. Heat.
Oh, God. I'm Josh Kagan, watching from Tamale. Shout out to my sweet goddess, Faiza Baba Haruna. Faiza.
Sweet goddess.
Goddess, give Josh Kagan. Josh Kagan.
Goddess is not enough. It has to be
Goddess.
prefixed with sweet goddess.
What is get vibes? You are there laughing. You go and look for some. You are there, you are laughing. What is funny?
Did he say that's his wife?
What is funny? He has a sweet goddess. Where is
Did he
you?
say that's his wife?
He's there, he's laughing. You tell him that he should hurry up and go. 2024 is almost over. Hurry up.
Razak from Nima Berlin Bridge says, please, I would like to know more about Manchester United transfers. Zegzi.
Sexy.
Yes. Sexy Zegzi.
And delete.
Sexy.
Sexy.
That's right. They said they're signing some striker. His name is Zegzi. That's
And delete. And delete.
ooh.
Yes, give me
The late.
Yeah.
The late restaurant is also coming. Okay, guys. let's do Copa America now. I want to begin with the
friends, your players. On God.
Oh, by the way,
on God for
yes. This is Abdurrahman. This
There's a sat.
Oh, yeah, sure.
this is
A sat.
Are you sure?
Yes.
this is a what?
A sat.
A start. I should stop lying.
I said a sat.
A sat.
The left back.
Satellite. But please remove the crawl. Let me see the name where. It is there. Down there somewhere. Which of them is?
This is
Hey,
a smart.
you people are punishing me.
This is a smart.
Okay.
Why don't you trust me?
Yeah, it's a smart.
No, that is him.
He said Esat. Right now, he said Esmart. You didn't
mention
The
the
name
full
is
He
a
said
smart.
Esat. You said Esat.
Mention the full name. No, that is Abdul Rahman. I'm looking at it on my.
No,
this is
that one is Abdul Hamid. This one is
this is
Rahman.
this is Abdul Harid.
Yes, Abdul Rahman.
Oh, it's not the same as the first picture.
No, the first pick.
When I switch back to the old. Okay. Yes, it's true.
Yes. This is the Basal Balgi or
Yes.
is that correct?
This is Esmat
Basal Balgi.
Abdul Hamid. Basadi.
That's the same.
It's Basal Balgi.
Basabauchi. All right, cool. Fabu, we spotted. All right, cool. Guys, let me show you this. Daniel, you stayed up to watch this game. Brazil versus Uruguay. Brazil are out of the Copa America. Uruguay kicked them out on penalty shootout. The match was crazy. All kinds of action happening in the game. And you're looking at it. They started a small boy. It was as if
Hendrik.
It was as if they just targeted him. Like every highlight of Hendrik I've
That
seen.
way was sampled out. Darwin Nunes.
Darwin Nunes.
That's the one Darwin.
Oh, no. Darwin.
At the end of this one, what has he done?
See, the chances, I hope.
Uruguay has some decent chances.
I really hope the highlights captures the chances.
They
Darwin
do.
Nunes was
So another crossing. And Uruguay in the first half, Uruguay were very good.
Yes, this is it. Look, free now.
The ball came off his head and his shoulder.
Then when you finish, then you make sure his hair is not out of position. You fresh boy. Then you
As if that's the most important thing to him.
Wow.
Why are you missing this?
Yeah. In the end, and this is the clearest chance that Brazil got.
Yeah, Rafinha. Look,
This is Rafinha onto his right, straight at the goalkeeper.
for me personally, I think Dorival Jr. made a mistake with the lineup.
By starting Hendrik,
Throughout the competition, he's been giving Hendrik the last 2 minutes.
he
last
should have
3
scored
minutes.
this.
Hendrik is not experienced at this level. He's not ready for this level. Yes, Vinicius Jr. was injured. The whole competition, Rodrigo was playing up front.
Look at that. That's a red
think-
card.
Yeah.
He first gave him a yellow.
Then
Then after
VAR.
watching VAR, he changed his decision to red.
Look, I think that Dorival made a mistake. And Hendrik is not ready. He's not, and we know. It's not something that you need to force. You are not fighting with anybody. I think that Martinelli should have started out left to replace Vinicius Jr. And then you keep Rodrigo up top. If anything, then you continue the trend that you've done in the competition. When you need, or if and when you think you need Hendrik, then you bring him on as a sub. But the pressure to put a 16-year-old starting a game, his first competitive game for Brazil, and it's up in a Copa America quarterfinal against one of their biggest rivals, Uruguay. I think it's very unfair on the young man, and rightly so. He was a major flop in the game, but I think the coaching in this competition was it. You see, people will talk about this Brazilian squad, but for me, it's funny, and that's the interesting thing about this nostalgia thing. It's very interesting to me.
When they say it's not good enough.
When they say this Brazilian team is not good enough, I don't agree. Do you
They have quality players.
Do you remember the Copa America team in 2007? The one that had Julio Baptista and Wagner Love, that group. That was poor. Nobody expected. Those guys were playing in Russia and second, like mid-table teams in Spain and things, and they took them and they still won the competition. So when you look at this has 2 Champions League winners in there, in Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. You have a rising star of Brazilian football.
Forgotten
You have Militao is there, Martinelli, who is playing for Arsenal. You have look, they are top players in this Brazilian team. In fact, when you look across the Copa America,
they have the most talented squad.
How many like top class players are in there that, like, when you look at their names, it immediately pops out to you? Not much. So if you look at this Brazilian team in isolation and you see they are no good, I think it's really unfair. I think they had some good enough players there to play much better. But this Uruguay team, for me, I think they are the favorites. At the start, I thought Argentina were the favorites, but the kind of football Uruguay are playing under Bielsa, it will be very difficult to... If they lose, don't lose in 90 minutes. They'll lose on penalties.
Argentina also struggled against Ecuador. The match ended 1-1, and then Argentina went on to win on penalties, even though Messi... He missed his spot kick, didn't he? Tried an audacious Panenka, the very first spot kick. But you know who caused the Ecuador equalizer? Who made the assist?
Yeah.
John Yeboah, who said they.
He's our brother. You know him.
Yeah, and I think in the lead up to it, there was a suspicion of a foul. There was an Argentine player that was down, and they're claiming that should have been called back. But yeah, Argentina did take the lead.
Ecuador missed a penalty.
And then Ecuador missed the penalty.
Do you see what he did?
Look at this.
He didn't know.
And Valencia.
As if he was, or he were Ivan Toney.
Yeah, and then look at this. John Yeboah, that cross, that left-footed cross, look at him. He's a Ghanaian. His name is John Yeboah.
He's our brother.
He's playing for Ecuador. Got the crossing, and then 1-1. So penalty shootout. Messi steps up first. Ladies and gentlemen, Panenka up the crossbar. What does this remind you of? Zidane, the World Cup final, except Zidane's own came back off the underside, and then he scored.
See the celebration. This guy is so annoying, Martinez.
Again, Martinez showing why he is one of the best when it comes to penalty shootout.
You should show the celebration.
He saved what? 3?
Show the celebration. Martinez.
And
oh my goodness.
Cote d'Ivoire AFCON celebration song.
Could be Matu.
Yeah. So listen, so Argentina are into the semis where they will play against Canada. Canada beat Venezuela. I'm not sure a lot of people saw that coming. But the Canada team is very international now, if you know what I mean.
Canada. North American team. We are playing South American competition.
Yeah. So, by the way, that Alphonso Davies is their captain.
Yeah.
They've been doing very well.
But look, if it hasn't been said, it has to be said at this point. The rest of the team are simply carrying Lionel Messi all through. And this is perhaps the one competition that Messi has played in that you will not find his signature on anything significant that Argentina have done. It also goes to show you the extent of work that Scaloni has done. My only disagreement with him is that I don't think...
Is that not Jesse Marsh?
Yeah.
Canada coach.
Yeah. My only disagreement with him is I don't think Messi needs to play every game. Especially to last every game, because there are games where he's literally walking throughout the game and he's not influencing the game for Argentina.
Is this the Colombia game then? Colombia, James Rodriguez, my word. He, in the first half, he became the first player to contribute 3 goals in a single half of Copa America. He scored 1 and assisted 2 in the first half alone. It was unbelievable. Anyway, so that's that. So now, the other semi-final will be between Uruguay and Colombia. That's the game. That is the match. Should be an interesting game. But guys, let's go through a few things very quickly. First off, I'm going to take you to Silverstone and show you some quick F1. That's where Lewis Hamilton won his first races, 2021, in almost 1,000 days. And that's surely also his last Silverstone race as a Mercedes driver, because next season he's going to Ferrari. And it was very, very emotional for him as well.
We're all set for the start of the British Grand Prix, halfway through the 2024 season. Lights out, away we go. George Russell gets a good getaway. Lewis Hamilton tucks in behind. Watch out for Max Verstappen on the inside of Lando Norris behind.
So that's that. The start, I mean, he started in second. The two Mercedes started in 1-2. But it was a good strategy for him. And he likes the rain. When the rains come down, I think at some point I thought that the two McLarens were going to win this race because they had incredible grip under wet conditions. But in the end, I think Lewis just held on, especially those last 7 laps being pursued by Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. It was incredible, but he held on for the victory. And massive congratulations to him. Very emotional at the finish line, started sharing tears, hugged his father, almost like a movie. You know, it was unbelievable to see. You know, when you've got, so this is lap 52 or 52 as he takes the checkered flag. Look at that. There were 164,000 people at Silverstone to watch Lewis Hamilton win in front of his home crowd. It was unbelievable. Great support for him. He suffered enough. In fact, he said that he felt like giving up after the events of 2021. He didn't think that he had it in him. Look at him punching the air. You know, it was incredible to see. So massive congratulations to him, Lewis Hamilton. Let's just hear his radio. What is he saying there? Look at that. Look at that. Look at the hug with his father.
This is a lovely moment, isn't it? And you can see the emotion, even though we can't see his face, you can feel the emotion in Lewis with his dad. And oh, this is a really special moment. Hamilton has taken victory at the British.
All right, listen, but I put up that graphic for me, for Lewis Hamilton, the incredible records that he set at Silverstone by winning at Silverstone this weekend. It's unbelievable. You know, unbelievable from Lewis. But anyway, we don't have it. Okay. All right. So anyway, I'll take you to athletics and come back to that Lewis graphic then, because at the Paris Diamond League there were records galore. Okay. So where are we? There it is. Look at this, Daniel Cranton. Look at this. Okay. First driver to win after their 300th start, oldest winner of the 21st century, 39 years, 182 days, longest gap between his first and last wins, 17 years and 1 month between when he first won a Grand Prix and when he last won a Grand Prix. That is unbelievable. The 12 most consecutive podiums at a single circuit. He's finished on the podium 12 consecutive times at Silverstone. No one has ever done it. 199 extended most podiums record in the history. 50 most podiums at a single circuit. The most wins at a single circuit, which is 9 at Silverstone. 104, extended that record as well. The most wins by any Formula One driver. Lewis Hamilton is the GOAT of F1. Let's go to Paris. Thank you. All right. So at the Paris Diamond League as well, let's roll the highlights for me. There were 2 records that were broken, incredible records. The women's 1500 record was taken by Faith Kipyegon, and she, look at that, unbelievable. Okay, this is highlight. This is the men's 400-meter hurdles. Dos Santos, yeah, I mean, the Brazilian, great stuff from him. He's in a very good form. And this is Paulino as well, Marilady Paulino. She's one of the favorites to win the women's 400 meters at the Paris Olympic Games. Great finish from her. He attempted, Mundo Duplantis, he attempted the world record at, he couldn't take it. So he did well at this point, but he attempted the world record at 6.25 to break his own world record. That didn't happen. The women's 100 meter, look at Gina Baz, Daniel Cranton's favorite girl, over there in lane 2. She took second. I was really happy to see her, the Gambian, 11:09, not the quickest. But that was good as well. This is the men's 200 meters also. as well. And then there was Ogando, so also taking the victory in that particular one. But look at the finish line. This is the record I'm talking about, the women's 1500 final. It's unbelievable, Faith Kipyegon, what this woman does. It's incredible. She broke her own previous world record, which is set on this circuit, by the way.
Yeah.
She loves Paris, doesn't she? 3:49.04, took 0.09 seconds off her own previous world record. And there was a world record in the women's high jump as well. Mahushik broke a 37-year-old high jump record as well, the Ukrainian. That record stood since 1987. She's also taken it now 2.10 meters. The previous record was 2.09, and she's taking it to that as well. Anyway, that's our show for tonight. Thank you very much. MCR.